17, James Thomas. The head coach for Harrisburg is Bill Betcher.
Stadium for tonight's Lamar Hunt USA And welcome inside the booth this evening with former Union player Matt Castle. I'm Dave Leto. Marissa Pilla will join us in just a bit. The Philadelphia Union have enjoyed a lot of success in Open Cup play, getting to the semifinals 3 of the last 4 years, including the last 2, going to the championship match, albeit not winning, losing to Sporting KC and the Seattle Sounders. But Matt, a different story for the Union this year. They're in first place in the Eastern Conference after their best start in franchise history.
I truly believe the success starts inside the locker room. The chemistry that the guys have with each other, they trust each other. It's so huge when you bring the results out into the field. Everybody, they don't have any superstar really. They work together, everybody comes in, does their work, and the success has shown on the field so far this season.
Their opponent tonight in this 4th round matchup, City Islanders FC beat Westchester and also Chattanooga FC. They're a former affiliate of the Philadelphia Union from 2010 to 2015, and one of the players part of that affiliation in 2013 and 14 who donned the Union uniform is Aaron Wheeler.
Aaron Wheeler is actually a player that I was fortunate enough to play with a few years back here at the Union. He's a big, strong, powerful forward. He's not afraid to throw an elbow or two, and he's dangerous inside the box.
You and I have broadcast a lot of Bethlehem Steel FC games, the expansion affiliate club of the Philadelphia Union. We've seen John McCarthy a lot in goal. In fact, he'll make his first appearance this year wearing a Philadelphia Union uniform. Last year he made 11 appearances in MLS play, but he is no stranger to success in U.S. Open Cup play. Last year, sensational on PKs as those clubs went 3 of 5 matchups in U.S. Open Cup play last year for the Union went to penalty kicks. What have you seen from McCarthy this year?
McCarthy is a big, again, strong, powerful goalie. He demands his box, has good chemistry with his back line at the Steel and here at the Union as well, and he can make a big save, what a goalkeeper needs to do.
You know this as a player. It's U.S. Open Cup play, the oldest competition on U.S. soil. For these players taking a break from MLS, now going to a game like this tonight with all that's on the line, what's the mindset of a player in this situation?
It's going to be tough for the Union. They had a little bit of a break. They had a little bit of a break, and now they need to come out and perform against a lower level team in the City Islanders. City Islanders are going to be out here to show the coaching staff at the Union, and they're going to be ready to go. It's not going to be easy. They're going to be battling. They're going to want to show themselves to the coaching staff here at the Union.
And here's the procession for the Philadelphia Union at City Islanders FC. You'll see a lot of familiar faces in the lineup for the Union and also City Islanders FC. We mentioned Aaron Wheeler, Ray Gaddis, as you see him right there, Warren Craval. Gaddis, in fact, will be wearing the captain's armband for the first time in his career. Union is 6-1-1 all-time against City Islanders FC, formerly known as Harrisburg City Islanders. Now at this time, we're going to be joined by the public address announcer here at Talent Energy Stadium, Kevin Casey.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise and join us in a moment of silence as we remember the victims of Friday night's mass shooting in Orlando, Florida. Our thoughts are with the friends and family of those affected by this tragedy. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing and remove your hats as the colors of our nation are presented by Benjamin Franklin High School Junior ROTC. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you join us in the singing of our national anthem.
The Union against City Islanders FC for this fourth round U.S. Open Cup matchup. It's now time to take a look at tonight's starting lineups. First, for visiting City Islanders FC, Nick Noble will be in goal. He's made 9 starts in USL play. In front of him, keep an eye on Liam Doyle and Shane Johnson commanding the center back position. The captain is Bobby Warshaw. Up top is Matt Documented, Aaron Wheeler, the captain, and Paul Wilson as well. Someone up top that will be a force for the Union back line. Meanwhile, for the Philadelphia Union, Jim Curtin showcases 3 players making their first start in Walter Restrepo, Fabian Herbers, and John McCarthy this year. If you recall, McCarthy has been monstrous in goal in U.S. Open Cup play. Now time to join the third member of our broadcast team. We say hello to Marissa Pilla.
Thanks, guys. Well, after 6 games in 22 days, the Philadelphia Union deserved a little break, and that's exactly what they got over the last 2 weeks while Copa America play was in session. Director of Performance Garrison Draper told me the guys had some time off to regroup on their own, but once training started back up again, they really focused on getting their fitness levels back in check. Not only their fitness, but also their level of tolerance. Looking ahead to their upcoming schedule, he said this is a tough road ahead of them, and they really want this team to be able to tolerate, endure, and almost embrace a little bit of pain that might come the way in the next couple weeks. These are physical games coming up, tonight included. Guys?
Thank you very much, Marissa. Beautiful night here in Chester, Pennsylvania. Fourth round matchup, a trip to the round of 16 is on the line here from Talent Energy Stadium. Philadelphia Union will be sporting the blue jerseys. Conversely, City Islanders FC in the white uniforms. It's the third U.S. Open Cup meeting between the clubs. The last matchup took place in 2014, where the Union were victorious 3-1 in a fourth round matchup like we have tonight. They also met in U.S. Open Cup play in 2012. That was a quarterfinal matchup where the Union prevailed 5-2. Our match referee is Soren Stoika. Has been an MLS referee since 2012. Last year actually was a 4th official at the MLS All-Star Game. Ross Kleinstuber, Yaroslav Worrell, we see him in the USL as the 2 ARs. The 4th official is Ryan Dos Reyes. Philadelphia Union have the kickoff here from Talent Energy Stadium, and we're underway in this fourth round matchup. Matt, what are you going to keep an eye out for early?
I think the pressure right off the bat. Union need to dictate the tempo of this game. That starts with pressure and controlling the ball with possession-wise. It's going to be a game here with City Islanders are coming in. You know, they're going to be excited, a little bit nervous as well, but they need to pounce on them early.
And an early touch to Elsinho, who's making start number 5 this year. Actually, last start, you got to go all the way back to April 2nd at the Chicago Fire, where the Union lost that matchup 1-0. Here's Fabinho. He's challenged early by Matt Bolduc. Look for him on the wing all evening long. As Marquez, Tribbett, Ray Gaddis will be on the right side. Here's Warren Craval finding Gaddis up high, who's no stranger playing that right backstop for the Philadelphia Union.
Definitely comfortable there. He has plenty of experience at the right back, even at the left back spot as well. You know, he's a player that's very quick, and here he goes up forward.
So Gaddis right on cue with a trailing Thomas, puts it in for Elsinho, and the save by Noble. And quickly, City Islanders FC evades the box.
It's good. It's good build-up though, right there by Union. Drew City Islanders in a little bit. Ray Gaddis got himself up down the field, gets the ball, picks his head up, slips it back to Elsinho, gets a nice little strike there. Fabian Herbers just misses it quite a bit. And the Islanders clear the ball.
It's a very dangerous Paul Wilson, couldn't connect on the near flank to Sean McLeod, who will come up very high from his right back spot. The back line has been stagnant for City Islanders FC with Thomas, Doyle, Johnson, and McLaw. So it will be a throw here for Fabinho. Speaking of guys who get high up their channel, Fabinho out of that Left side. He'll work near side to Vince Noguera.
Fabinho's definitely a player that likes to get up the field. Offensively, he's dangerous up there as well when he gets high up into the attack. He's not afraid to whip a ball in.
Herbers finds Ilsinho. Marked by Thomas. Gaddis keeps it alive. Back to Ilsinho at the top of the box. Good through ball for Noguera. Trying to evade Liam Doyle. Vince centers that in, and it's knocked out, and it chance goes down for the Union. Walter Restrepo with his first goal in a Union uniform, and Philadelphia Union strike first.
That's the start that they needed right off the bat. City Islanders coming in here to Talent Energy Stadium. They knew it wasn't going to be easy. They had some nerves early. And here you go, Noguera gets the ball, very patient. Picks his head up, a little deflection across. Fabian Herbers challenges. Nobles couldn't come up with it. And the ball slips right out to Walter Restrepo, who buries it into the back of the net. Nice calm patience there by Restrepo to bury it. It's a great goal in the first few minutes here in the game. Can't get a better start than this.
Talk about getting touches to Ilsinho early and delivering. Walter Restrepo, who last year played for the New York Cosmos, won the 2015 Soccer Bowl as well. Good to see him get on the board early for Jim Curtin.
Getting the early goal is so huge right here. It relieves a little bit of stress on you. You know you can come out, keep the ball relaxed, don't force things, let the ball do the work, and just make City Islanders chase now.
Under Curtin, the Union are 8-2 in Open Cup games. Ball goes off of Warren Creval. Will be a throw here for Jamie Thomas out of Silver Spring, Maryland. Played his college ball at St. John's.
They need to be careful with City Islanders, maybe thinking about going a little bit more direct. Now that they're down a goal early, they got a big target forward, and Aaron Wheeler up there who could flick a few balls on and hold the ball, so they got to be careful now, especially with Richie Marquez and Ken Tribbett.
And there's been an interesting story with Wheeler in that he got suspended after a little bit of an elbow to Harrison Delbridge in an earlier FC Cincinnati matchup in USL play. He actually will have to serve another game on that 3-game suspension. So he'll miss the Charleston matchup when they get back to their league play, but is eligible to play in the U.S. Open Cup. Did so against Chattanooga FC. Bulldog getting challenged by Restrepo, the goal scorer, and a chance to counter for the Union. Finds Fabian Herbers, back to Restrepo. Johnson marks him. Bobby Warshaw, the captain, stepped up and a chance to counter. Here for Barriel. Leaves it off to Wheeler. Good tackle there from Ken Tribbett. Will concede the corner, the first one upcoming for City Islanders FC.
Noguera needs to play a little bit quicker there in the midfield. It starts with him. A little bit too lackadaisical on the ball. Needs to move the ball quicker. Bobby Warshaw pressured him high. Won the ball. And then they broke. But it's a great tracking there by Ken Tribbett. Great piece of defending to block that goal. Or shot, I should say.
So Jose Barriel is going to take the first corner tonight. Opts to play short and up high. Wilson with the cross. Out comes John McCarthy for the first time. Let's go down to Marissa Pilla.
Well, as you guys were mentioning, Ken Tribbett and Richie Marquez used to play for Harrisburg City Islanders. I caught up with both defenders ahead of tonight's match, and Richie described this Harrisburg team as a group that never quits no matter what is happening on the field. He also says they really rely on the chemistry between their players and can take advantage of each other's strengths while facing opponents. Ken added that while he has the utmost respect for his former club, once that whistle blew tonight, they're just another team and emotions are put aside.
with players Marquez and Tribbett, as Marissa documented, playing with Harrisburg, now City Islanders FC, as they're going through a rebranding phase as they're playing games at Clipper Magazine Stadium in Lancaster and also as well at FNB Field in City Island in Harrisburg.
That point, just like Marissa says, we talked about earlier, is the chemistry within the squad. Everybody knows there's no real superstars on this team. It's guys that like to do the dirty work, good soccer players, and actually can play the game. Success has shown so far.
So here's Wilson, who's been busy working with Warshaw, the captain. Warshaw played his college ball at Stanford, was a Mac Hermann Trophy semifinalist. In fact, he's from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, about 2 hours here from Chester.
Dave, he also has, that MLS experience as well with FC Dallas. So he knows what these games mean. He knows that, these are tough games to play, and I'm sure he's definitely ready for the battle.
Herbers gets it, compliments of Marquez. Good run here by Nagarin, finds Roland Ahlberg. Ahlberg has Ilsinho with Doyle marking him. Leaves it for Ahlberg. Ahlberg back to Ilsinho with room. Hits Herbers back to Ilsinho. It's wide of Noble. Beautiful combinations from the Union.
That's great work by the Union. Ahlberg finds Ilsinho. Little 1-2 with Herbers there. It's a great little run in there. Just unfortunately didn't get the ball on goal, give himself a chance. But that's good stuff. It's good to see early on that they're still attacking. It's good soccer. It's good soccer.
So here's Noble, 31 years old, the veteran from Charleston, West Virginia. Played for WVU from 2003 to 2006. And Craval will go back to Marquez. Marquez has been so stealthy, been in every matchup except the first one at FC Dallas. That's when Anderson started. Anderson is on the 18 for this matchup.
This is good by the Union. Not forcing anything. Drawing City Islanders out a little bit, but still keeping possession, opening the game up for themselves. Whole pockets are going to fall. That was a tough challenge. Bobby Warshaw went in there pretty strong on Nogueira.
And it's nice to have Vince Nogueira back in the lineup for the Philadelphia Union because, Matt, he was dealing with an oblique strain, but did start last game in MLS play for Warren Craval. And in that midfield, you hear Jim Curtin say often that you have three guys playing for two spots, and Craval, Nogueira, and also captain Brian Carroll, who had a marvelous goal at Colorado.
And that's what the team's all about. It's about having guys that could step up and play when that guy ahead of you is down, or always constantly competing within the squad each and every day in training. It makes you better as a player, and it prepares you for the games.
So high pressure here from Paul Wilson, and Aaron Wheeler on the near flank, and back to John McCarthy. Marissa spoke with the fourth official, Ryan Dos Reyes, with that hard challenge. Marissa, what do you have?
Jim Curtin speak to the official about that Bobby Warshaw challenge on Vincent Nogueira, and he's basically claiming the spikes were up, there has to be a call there. So we've seen this be quite an inconsistent call throughout the season. I think he was looking for a little explanation of what exactly is a call down here and getting a feel for this game and how officiating is going to go.
Beautiful combinations here from Ilsinho. Ahlberg finding Restrepo. Look for Ahlberg again, but cleared away, however, by Baldock. Jim Curtin said the one guy that Union fans got to keep an eye out for moving forward is Ilsinho, and tonight you're seeing glimpses why.
He's such a special player. He's so skillful. He's got that little bit of the Brazilian magic that you like to say. He's a guy that can really just school you one-on-one. No other really words to say.
So Restrepo got on the board early for the Union. They lead 1-0 here against City Islanders FC in this fourth round U.S. Open Cup matchup. Here's Ilsinho. Warshaw was the closest player near him, headed by Baldock. Here's Fabinho on the near flank and spots Nogueira. Creval. Try to look out wide to Gaddis. Off of Baril. Elsinho looking for Creval. Challenged by Baril. Wins the corner. The first corner coming tonight for the Philadelphia Union.
Again, it's all good patience on the ball. And, good little second runs. Guys finding holes, finding gaps, getting in between. It's going to give yourself a good chance here on a corner kick.
So here's Roland Olberg to take it. Olberg, the outswinger, it's deflected. Nogueira with the volley, it's wide of Nick Noble.
Really tried to get all of that one. It's a tough ball to hit. A little spin on it, coming back at you off the half volley. But why not? Go for it.
So if you're wondering who else is on the 18, you have Latu Barnetta. Keegan Rosenberry is the only rookie in MLS to play every minute. He is not starting for the first time at right back. You see Ray Gaddis doing that. It's Warshaw has it on the Union half of the field. Thomas out wide to Baril. Gaddis on him. Back to Warshaw. Takeaway by Ilsinho. As Herbers up top, 1v1 with Liam Doyle. So just to round out that 18, you have Rosenberry, Carroll, Fernandez, and Matt Jones backing up John McCarthy. Andre Blake coming back from the Jamaican national team, of course, from Copa America Centenario. Jamaican national team didn't fare so hot, but Blake did have some superb saves. Really a lack of scoring in Copa action for Team Jamaica.
These are great games for him to get. That kind of experience is huge as a young player. He's had a good year so far in MLS, good season. He deserves all the credit in the world. But again, that's great experience for him to go play in the Copa America, get some true meaningful national team games. And performing well as well. Even though they didn't go through, he had some good games, some big-time saves.
And, of course, tomorrow night, U.S. men's national team against Ecuador, quarterfinal matchup. Last time, of course, getting to the semis in 1995. Gaddis heads it looking for Elsinho, splits Doyle. Elsinho turns it back on the inside with his left, knocked down by Johnson.
Oh, boy. I tell you what, Dave. When he gets you one-on-one, that's not something you want to be in that position as a defender. You can cut and turn and do everything think of with a soccer ball.
Elsinho pressed pretty high here from Jamie Thomas. We get the foul call from Soren Stoica. You best bet they're going to challenge him early and often when he gets a touch.
Let's see, gets the ball in between here, cuts in. Comes across the box, gets a little left shot. The ball gets blocked by Johnson there. But overall, it's good to see Elsinho get inside the box and be dangerous, be that player that, can maybe, set up that goal, get the goal, whatever it is. He's a skillful player.
Fell there on Walter Restrepo, the goal scorer. He's the culprit on Sean McLaws. As Matt mentioned, was with the New York Red Bulls. 59th overall pick for New York. Wilson trying to get past Warren Creval and does successfully. Crosses it in, headed by Gaddis back to John McCarthy. McCarthy is no stranger to U.S. Open Cup games. 3 of 5 last year, had to come up huge in penalty kicks. In fact, you go to the last 2 years, 7 of 10 games in the last 2 years have gone to extra time.
It all goes down to, these are tough games to play in. Tough, normal midweek games. Sometimes it's a team that's at a lower level, like tonight with the USL playing against an MLS squad. The USL teams are always going to want to come out and show to the MLS coaching staff that, hey, take a look at me. I think I could play on this team as well.
And both these clubs, Matt, have played friendlies against one another, especially with the affiliation from 2010 to 2015. Now the Philadelphia Union have Bethlehem Steel FC. And speaking of U.S. Open Cup action, Steel FC has 5 championships, which is tied with Maccabi Los Angeles for the most in this pristine tournament. Wilson opts to hit Sean McLaws.
Tell you what, Dave, you did your homework on those stats.
I'm learning from you. You know that. But we see Steel FC a lot this year, having called those games, and obviously Restrepo getting the goal. We see Fabian Herbers loaned from the Philadelphia Union, and of course John McCarthy. So it's nice to see those guys get some time here with the first team.
Well, it all goes to that, the point that those games with Steel FC and the USL are meaningful, and they actually, it's true valuable minutes that you get, the great experience to play a real game. And you can see the all-time series. The Union leads 6-1 in one. As you would expect, as an MLS squad, these are games that you should take care of nice and easily. But again, it's not easy. It's not as easy as you think. Watching this game, you think it should be just a walkthrough, but as a player, it's a tough game to play in.
And of course, Fabian Herbers, as we alluded to, it's been loaned a couple times to Steel FC, getting a lot of appearances with the Philadelphia Union as a sub, 13 games in MLS action. The yellow card has been issued here in the 20th minute to Richie Marquez. Aaron Wheeler went down, the former Philadelphia Union player from 2013 and 2014.
It's a hard challenge. He wants to set the tone a little bit early. It's going to be a battle between Wheeler and Marquez and Tribbett.
So Aaron Wheeler, a lot to play for, playing for his former club. And of course, I mentioned on that 3-game suspension on the USL side, but eligible to play in U.S. Open Cup play. There's 3 goals this year for City Islanders FC. Paul Wilson does lead the squad with 4. So a restart upcoming for City Islanders FC.
A little bit of a dangerous spot here. If they whip a nice ball in, it could be dangerous here for McCarthy.
Bariel chips it in. It's headed in front by Johnson, but wide of McCarthy, and a goal kick for the Union.
And that was a chance right there for them. I'm sure Johnson would want that ball back. You get that open around the PK mark. He's got to do a little bit better than that. But also on the Union point, they need to stay with their marks. They need to, you got to know where your guy's going. Whether it's nugging or tugging them, whatever you got to do. You can't let them get in front of you there.
Johnson wins the 50-50 over Herbers. Here's Ray Gaddis, challenged by Barrio. Trails it to Losino. Losino out wide to Gaddis. Gaddis with the cross. It's headed away by Doyle. Wilson wins it in the air at the top of the box. The Union look to regroup with Fabinho and Marquez.
It's good to see Ray Gaddis get high, get forward. Be an extra option up top there, or out wide, to whip a ball in, create something. That's what they want to see. They want to see their fullbacks get high. Fabinho and Ray Gaddis do the offensive work. Obviously you got to do the defensive side of things, but make sure you're producing on the offensive side of things as well.
It trickles to Vince Nogueira, marked by Wilson. Restrepo fires, it's high of Nick Noble.
Just got under that one a little bit. I'm okay with the strike. Have a go. You're 25 yards out or so. It's okay to take a shot on goal, but make sure you actually get it on goal.
We've seen what Walter Restrepo can do at Steel FC with his crosses and his ability to attack that left wing with with working with Leo Fernandez, and Gabe Gisay, Sekou Kone, and others who play up top for Steel FC. This guy's a two-time NASL Best 11 selection. He's a reputable force out there in Walter.
He's quick. He's got pace. You know, they brought him in for a reason. They want him competing out on that, you know, outside mid position.
Gaddis is cleared away by Liam Doyle to throw here for the Philadelphia Union. Restrepo. Fabinho on a good run here from Craval. Good combinations here from the Union on the City Islanders FC half of the field, and they'll go back to Richie Marquez. Marquez playing direct to Ray Gaddis. Couldn't trap, however, and a goal kick for Nick Noble.
It's good patience. That's good patience. You know, all the guys moving the ball, not forcing things. You know, I'm okay with Richie Marquez picking his head up and trying to hit a 50, 60-yard diagonal ball to spring the attack a little bit with Ray Gaddis, but just overhit it. It's better you overhit it than underhit it.
So City Islanders FC led by Bill Betcher. In his 13th year, has been the head coach since the club's inception since 2004. Wheeler wins it in the air looking for Wilson. Instead, Tribbett was there, and here's Aaron Wheeler. Restrepo cuts this ball off before McLaws could get it. Chance to counter here.
Surprised Wheeler didn't try and take a strike there. Though he'd be feeling himself. Have a go.
A direct ball to Roland Alberg. Alberg looking for Herbers. It's knocked down by Doyle. Badil found Wheeler. And Bobby Warshaw, the captain, will go back to Liam Doyle. They'll reset here on the right flank with Sean McLaws.
Good little patience here by Harrisburg. City Islanders to, you know, keep the ball and not force it within themselves here. Down a goal. Need to open up things a little bit for themselves.
DePrima plays it long, looking for McLaws. Fabinho has a step on him. Good position by Fabinho and a goal kick for John McCarthy.
Those are the little smart things, you know, as you see at the next level. There's a simple thing like that where the defender can ride the ball out for a goal kick and not put yourself under a little bit more pressure than you need to be. Try to clear some ball, you know, take a swing. You don't know what would actually happen. But that's good work there by Fabinho for riding the ball out for a goal kick.
And we've called Wheeler's name and Wilson often for City Islanders FC, but one guy who hasn't gotten to the fray is Matt Baldock. He's been sensational in his first year with City Islanders, creates a lot of chances on that right flank, so look for him as this matchup continues, wearing number 11 in the white jersey. And it's cleared away by Jamie Thomas, and a throw here for Olsino and the Union. Finding Fabian Herbers. Olsino marked by 2 this time. Gaddis can't win this, instead it's Wheeler on the counter. Wheeler looking for the through ball and founds Badil. Jose Badil with Tribbett on him, turns it on the outside, looking for help. Finally, we'll get it here with Sean McLaws. McLaws with the cross, and McCarthy has it with the outstretched arms over Wheeler. Wheeler will be the culprit for the foul.
As we said earlier, Wheeler's not afraid to throw his body around. Looks like it was a little bit unfortunate. It was no intent, really. You know, his jump looked like he slipped a little bit trying to get up there. He wasn't trying to hurt McCarthy, just unfortunately, you know, ran into his back. You know, it's a clear foul, no question about it, but I don't think there was really much intent on Wheeler. McCarthy doesn't look too too happy about it.
So if you recall at this juncture last year, Matt, the Union didn't have a number 1 keeper. It was Andre Blake.
I think
this season that's getting the job done.
Yeah. I think it's pretty clear that Andre Blake has, won that starting job. He's proved himself. Everybody knew the talent that he had as being a number 1 pick in the draft a few years back. He's got that talent, and he can make that big-time save that you need as a goalkeeper. Really, that keep your team in a game, or whatever it is. It's you got to count on your goalie. You got to look in your back line. You can't be scared to know who's in goal for you. You want to have confidence, and that's what this back line has. They have the confidence in Andre Blake to make that big-time save when called upon.
Yeah, McCarthy, who's starting tonight, was sensational. Came in as will be a corner here for Wheeler at City Islanders FC. Actually made his first appearance in a Union uniform in 2014 in the U.S. Open Cup against City Islanders. So McCarthy in goal, where he was sensational on the PKs often. Actually didn't start the championship game against Sporting KC. Instead, it was Blake, but came in for PKs. So here's Baril working with Wilson in the 29th minute. 1-0 Union with the lead on the goal by Restrepo. Here's Baril, the set piece, so the outswinger to the back post is high. Goes through everyone, and a chance to restart here for City Islanders FC. Wheeler goes up, but McCarthy is there. Tribbett at good positioning as well on Aaron Wheeler.
Called a little bit of a foul again on Wheeler going into the box, jumping, but there was nothing. It's a 50-50 challenge. It's tough. I mean, it's just the nature of the game. How goalkeepers get a little bit more protection than others. When the ball goes up, you see Wheeler's just going. He's nothing much. He gets a little undertake there by bridged a little bit by Tribbett. He's going for the ball. There's nothing much more he could do about that. So. I'm okay with with that call. With that effort by Wheeler. Wasn't too much there.
Here's Craval. Wheeler right back into the thick of things. Called against the Union and Craval. Go back to City Islanders FC. They list Wheeler, Matt, at 6'4". I'll tell you what, he plays every bit of that, if not more.
He's a big boy, that's for sure. We used to call him in training, we'd say, too strong. He's
in
a
translation?
Big boy. Yeah, he's a big boy.
Right. So Fabinho will find Craval, marked by Baldock. The Union go back to Ken Tribbett, working with Ray Gaddis. Craval evades Warshall, good through ball. Alberg onside. Herbers chips it wide over Noble.
That's a big time chance right there. Big time. Fabian Herbers needs to do a little bit better. Warren Corral picks up his head, finds Alberg. Nice little layoff to Fabian Herbers. Just needs to get that ball on goal. Needs to give himself a chance. Strike that ball on goal. Make the goalkeeper make a save. But overall, that's good little play. Good little combinations by the guys.
DePrima looking for McLaws, who was heavy on the pass, and a throw here for the Union. If you recall, in the last home game in MLS play for the Union, Herbers scored his first MLS goal, the 84th minute against Columbus Crew SC, in a 3-2 victory for the Union. It's nice to see the Union back here at home. Chance to counter with Barrio. Hard whistle by Sorin Stoico. We're going to get another card. The yellow issued to Warren Craval. It's the second yellow card to the Philadelphia Union.
hard challenge. Got Wheeler.
He's a target tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely been active on both sides of things here. Drawing fouls, fouling people. That's just the nature of how he plays. That's just his game. But, you know, it's a tackle, you know, hard tackle by Warren Craval in there. In a way, it kind of helped and, you know, stopped the run of play, though. So, you know, it's not a bad challenge from him.
So Wilson, Warshaw, and Barrio over the ball now for City Islanders FC in the 33rd minute. It's Jose Barrio, bends it in, it's headed, however. Beautiful slide by Tribbett. Olsinho can't get it over Wilson. He'll go back, however, to DePrima. And Noble just clears it. It'll be a throw for the Philadelphia Union. Union having a lot of success in Open Cup play last year, getting past Rochester in PKs, DC United, and also in penalty kicks at New York Red Bulls 2. Where they were down a man, gave up a goal late, but McCarthy was huge in PKs, beat the Chicago Fire, then lost right here at Talon Energy Stadium in the final to Sporting KC 7-6 in PKs. And that's when, going back to my story with Andre Blake got the start. McCarthy then came in on the PK opportunities because he's been so successful stopping those PK chances.
Yeah, it's a tough position to really be in as a goalkeeper, just to get thrown into the fire like that in PKs. But that's what the coaching staff wanted. That's what they called up, and you know, unfortunately, it didn't go their way. But that's another hard challenge.
Laws. Going up with Herbers. And just from what we've seen in the first 35 minutes, Matt, you got to think that it's going to get even more physical as this match continues.
Yeah. Well, you know, again, this is a game where the City Islanders want to come out and prove themselves and show themselves, and sometimes it's not, you know, the prettiest of things. They want to try and make a statement. Maybe it's not the right way, but it's tough. You know, it's tough, hard challenges.
See the next few games for the Philadelphia Union. On Saturday, we'll face New York City FC, who actually boasts the worst home winning percentage. Then the Chicago Fire here at Talon Energy Stadium on June 22nd, followed by the Vancouver Whitecaps on June 25th. Secure your seats now by visiting PhiladelphiaUnion.com or by calling 877-21-UNION. Union, of course, to the best start in franchise history as Paul Rushing, athletic trainer for Philadelphia Union, walking off Fabian Herbers. He'll come in just a moment as the fourth official, Ryan Dos Reyes, will attend to him. There's Noguera and Alberg with the restart. Herbers is back. And 11 men on the field for the Union. The ball from Tribbett. Johnson wins it in the air at the top of the box, however. Warshaw settling and looking for Bolduc. Off of Fabinho. Johnson is there instead. Throw here for the Union.
A little bit direct there by Ken Tribbett, but that's okay. They got follow up on the second balls. Got the second balls. Or second ball. Got himself out of it. Here's a big opportunity here on a free kick. Little foul there by Bobby Warshaw. It's a good opportunity here to whip a good ball in, beat that first guy, get something on it. Maybe get a little deflection or skip a header, get something on it. Get a good ball in here. This is tough for the goalkeeper.
Jim Curtin often says that as assistant coach, B.J. Callahan and company. mastering these set pieces. They've been so good with Tranquilo Barnetta this year. But Alberg getting the start for the first time since the April 16th matchup at Seattle when he had the red card. Will have it on the set piece in the 38th minute. Alberg with the bender, it's low. Gobbled up by Noble as Marquez was jetting inside.
I'm not sure if he was trying to actually go right at the near post here, but I think he wanted to get it up a little bit more. But it's a decent ball in there. Could create a little bit of something. Got to pull it out. I'm sure he probably wants that back to get it up a little bit more. But he can whip a good ball in, that's for sure.
Thomas up high from his left back spot, finding Warshaw, the captain. Goes back to Johnson. Doyle trying to play direct to Baldock. Instead, it's Fabinho winning it in the air. Danny DePrima. They go out wide to Sean McLaws. With the cross. It's knocked away by Ray Gaddis, and they'll concede the corner here in the 39th minute.
It's a good little work there by City Islanders. McLaws lifts a good ball in. Just missed a couple bit of the runners, but they're going to get themselves a corner here. You know, I would think that they would play a little bit more direct than they're actually playing, to be honest. They're actually trying to play a little bit, move the ball. They got a big target forward and Aaron Wheeler up top. I think they'd be a little bit more direct than they actually are.
Here's Bariel with the in-swinger. McCarthy is there. That's beautiful positioning on the defensive side for the Union inside the box.
That's easy for McCarthy just to grab, no problem.
So McCarthy last year wearing a Union uniform in MLS play was 3-5-3, of course. Played all those U.S. Open Cup matches. It was so stealthy. Senior looking for Noguera. Chance to counter here with Paul Wilson. Wilson with a strike, couldn't get all of that and whiffs it.
I think he's upset with himself. He'd want that one back, that's for sure. I don't know if he hit the ground first or what, but I've seen a little bit better strikes than that in my life.
Usually Wilson's been working with Craig Foster, who's been in for Aaron Wheeler, as I mentioned, with that suspension. But Foster on the 18 and on the bench for Bill Betcher and City Islanders FC. As Wheeler getting into action instead of Foster tonight. Rodel Benbow is another player who plays on the wing. He is a reserve for this matchup as well. So restart here for the men in the white jerseys. Tribbett beautifully finds Ray Gaddis.
That's great composure in the back there. Tribbett's very comfortable, and that all goes back to the whole, you know, what we were talking about earlier about the chemistry with the guys. They trust each other, know that they're going to be able to make the play for each other when called upon. And it's just a simple thing like that. A ball gets played into you, and you just head it, you know, a simple head pass basically to your outside back in your defensive third. It's, you know, that's the comfort level that they have with each other, and all that shows, you know, the training each and every day inside the locker room, being around each other. And all that, you know, provides good results on the field.
Off of McLaws and a throw for Fabinho. And you're right, they seemed really composed, especially when the pressure levied it on their shoulders. Those combinations have been nearly perfect for the Union. Especially when City Islanders FC wants to press high with Wilson and Wheeler, like we're seeing already for the first 43 minutes. 1-0, the Union lead if you're just joining us. Dave Leto, Matt Castle, Marissa Pilla on the call tonight for this 4th round U.S. Open Cup matchup. Walter Restrepo got things started early for the Union, getting his first goal. And here he is on cue. Warshall won the challenge, however. And DePrima plays it out wide. So Warshall going back to Doyle. Herbers was pressing high as well. And they'll play it to Shane Johnson.
It's actually good work for City Islanders to get out of that little bit of pressure and keep the ball. Switch the point of attack.
Captain Warshall, as Matt, you alluded to, was with FC Dallas, 17th overall selection in the 2011 MLS draft. But he's been playing overseas in the last 3 years. As it looked to play it direct to John McCarthy. Jamie Thomas was coming up high from that left flank spot, but was a step late. Stay tuned for our halftime report. We'll have first half highlights and stats, and also an interview upcoming with our very own Marissa Pilla on the sidelines. Don't want to miss that as our coverage continues here from Chester. Senior was looking for Fabinho, regroups and composes himself over Wilson. However, he is called for the foul from Soren Storka, our referee.
It's important the last couple minutes here. They need to be patient, keep the ball, don't force things. You don't want to give up a goal before half. Things have gone your way for the most part. You want to end strong.
So Stoico wants Gaddis to reset here on the insertion on the throw.
I actually think he's giving the throw in back to City Islanders, saying he moved too far in advance on the throw. I don't think I've seen that call since U8 Sunday soccer game.
I mean, usually they would give it back to the team that had the throw in that situation, Matt, but I think Stoico was not having it.
The big leagues, Dave.
Yeah. So here's Warshall. And Wilson will go back to Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 4th official on the sideline has indicated.
Gonna have 1 minute of stoppage time. Fabian Herbers finds Roland Alberg, passed over, 2-0 Union.
Just as I say, you don't want to give up a goal defensively. You can't get better than that. You can't get a goal. When you get a goal, last few seconds here in the first half, boost of confidence going into halftime. Herbert gets the ball, finds himself, slips a nice ball over to Alberg. Just that's a great finish by Alberg. It's not an easy finish, but he passes it into the back of the net. Absolute last thing you want as a City Islanders fan, player, coach. Not going to be happy giving up a goal before half, but the best thing possible for the Union. Now you're going to go into the half comfortable, having most of the play. A couple smiles on the faces. An overall good first half.
That will do it for the first 45 minutes as the Philadelphia Union getting that goal. Fabian Herbers setting up Roland Alberg, and Marissa Pilla is now down with Jim Curtin.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with head coach Jim Curtin. Jim, up 2-0 in the first half. It's been a little physical out there. How did you see the first half going?
Yeah, really happy with the start. I thought we had a good tempo to the game, got the early goal, which is always important in these games, not giving them any hope. Had a little bit of a slow patch there, but happy to get that second goal. That's a big one for us. Obviously, they're a physical team. We'll have to be smart about protecting ourselves. We have a couple guys on yellow cards as well.
How do you see the second half going? Any adjustments?
Yeah, the key will be getting the next goal. So, the next goal in this game is going to be huge. If they get it, all of a sudden they have life, and now you're looking at 2-1, and it can turn into one of those typical Open Cup crazy nights. And we want to avoid that, so we'll have a good push in the first 15 of the second half. We'll make some changes and be smart, but still be aggressive.
How do you feel about the team's intensity they came out with today?
Very good. You're always concerned with the long layoff. We had an exercise with our U.S. national team that helped a lot, getting the guys back up and going again. So this game wasn't a shock to us. So again, the good start to the game. Happy with that. Now we need to keep going for next 45.
All right, thanks, Jim.
And thank you, Marissa. Great start. Walter Restrepo with his first goal in a Union uniform in the 3rd minute. And then Roland Olberg following in his footsteps, thanks to a beautiful ball by Fabian Herbers. 45 minutes are through the books. It's 2-0 Union with the lead over City Islanders FC. Our halftime report from Chester will commence on the other side. Back here in Chester, Pennsylvania, the Union are leading this fourth round U.S. Open Cup matchup 2-0 over City Islanders FC. And welcome back inside the booth with former Union player Matt Castle. I'm Dave Leno. The Union got things started very early in the third minute thanks to Walter Restrepo. How huge was that for Philadelphia?
It's huge, just like what we talked about earlier. They need to come out, need to set the tone early, keep in possession and whatnot and all that good stuff, but it's important to get that goal to really set the tone early on.
But often in this game, Matt, you hear that 2-0 lead is so dangerous.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, it's a game, that they say it's the worst lead in soccer to have. So they need to come out and get that next goal, really put the game away, because they don't want this game, like Jim Curtin said, to be a battle throughout the rest of the second half.
And City Islanders FC has been going with Aaron Wheeler a lot as we take a look at the first half highlights of this matchup. And Walter Restrepo for the Union got started very early here for Philadelphia in the early minutes, trying to counter Aaron Wheeler and company as this fourth round matchup got underway in Chester.
Yeah, they started off early. Ray Gaddis got up high, found himself up high, picks his head up and finds a ball across to Osino, get a little block. McGuire gets the ball in, picks his head up, calm, plays the ball. Herbers runs in, challenges. Noble can't come up with it. Walter Restrepo finds the ball at the top of the 6-yard box and just buries it.
First goal for Restrepo, and conversely, John McCarthy busy at times.
Yeah, but, Aaron Wheeler's been busy, caused him trouble, challenging there. And here's the second goal. Fabian Herbers gets the ball, slips it across to Alberg, and just buries it right before the half. It's a huge goal, puts the team up 2-0 here going into the second half.
Here's a look at the numbers. There's been 3 corners for City Islanders FC, but only 2 shots, 8 shots for the Union. So the Union will look to keep that up as we get ready for the second half of action here from Chester. Restrepo and Alberg. Alberg in stoppage time. Just how crucial was that for the Union to get that ball? And Fabian Herbers had that high pressure.
It's a huge goal. I mean, we talked about not giving up that goal in stoppage time. It's the worst as a coach and a player. There's nothing worse than giving up a goal a few seconds or minutes before halftime. But getting that second goal really, changes things. It gives a little bit of momentum going into the half, a little bit more control. It slowed down a little bit, midway through the first half, but now they need to get the third goal to end this game.
And you heard Jim Curtin talk with our very own Marissa Pilla about those yellow cards and the physicality of this matchup. One was issued to Richie Marquez in the 20th minute, the other to Warren Craval in the 33rd. How does that play into the coaching staff's plans for half number 2?
You never want to lose a guy, especially you don't want to go down the 10 men in a game like this. Just get yourselves a little bit more work and more problems than you really need. So these guys need to be a little bit more careful going to the second half, and I'm sure Jim Curtin and staff will make a couple changes and think about that as well.
So a trip to the round of 16 is on the line as we're in the midst of the 103rd edition of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. These clubs are meeting for the third time in U.S. Open Cup history. Of course, the last meeting in 2014 where the Union won in the fourth round 3-1. Now, conversely, if you're City Islanders FC and head coach Bill Betcher, what do you tell your club at the break to try to get back down 2 goals?
They need to pick up the energy. They need to attack. They need the pressure. What's the worst that can happen now? They lose 3, 4, 5, 6-0. It doesn't matter at this point. They need to get goals. They need to get back in the game. It's an elimination game. So they need to attack. They're probably going to be a little bit more direct, I would imagine. They have big bodies up top, and Aaron Wheeler is going to be a little bit more busier, I'd imagine. So it's important that Richie Marquez and Ken Tribbett are connected in the back here and strong and smart as well.
So Marquez wins it in the air as half number 2 is underway. Union have the 2-0 lead. Here's Wilson with the cross looking for Wheeler inside and said McCarthy was there. You commented on this coming into the matchup that it will be Wheeler against Tribbett and Marquez. And you see Tribbett going right after him when it comes to Wheeler coming in to that attacking third.
Well, it's about positioning and, who's who, where Wheeler really tails off, if he's on the left side or the right side. It's about more about the positioning where they happen, to be. And, Tribbett's a little bit more to the right and Marquez is basically to the left. So it's about a little bit more of a zonage there.
So as Marissa Pilla pointed out, Tribbett and Marquez both played for then called Harrisburg City Islanders. They're rebranding themselves a little bit, so you hear us calling it City Islanders FC as they play their games both in Lancaster and Harrisburg this season. Nick Guerra finds Tribbett. Nelsinho, who was masterful. He was majestic-like in half number one. Throw here upcoming for the Union. It was off of Jose Barrio, who spent time with the Real Madrid academy teams. Gaddis will have the throw, wearing the captain's armband. If you're just joining us, Gaddis starting out of that right back spot instead of Keegan Rosenberry, who is on the 18.
Look for the Union to get up and attack a little bit more and get that third goal to relieve a little bit more pressure on them. 2-0 like we talked about at halftime is the worst lead to have in soccer. That next goal really changes things. Whether they give it up or they score it, it really dictates the game.
Fell there on Nelsinho as center back Liam Doyle went up. 23 years old from the Isle of Man in the United Kingdom.
Sounds very prestigious.
Yeah, it's in the Irish Sea between Great Britain and Ireland. Here's the current conditions at Talon Energy Stadium in Chester, Pennsylvania. 72, really a beautiful night here for the fourth round matchup in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Tribbett clears as Baldock was coming down that left flank. Wilson will work quick with Thomas. Alberg challenged by Jamie Thomas. Baldock. Good tackle there by Craval. There's Matt Baldock. That's Gaddis instead. And a throw here for City Islanders FC. So Thomas inserts it in. Thomas with his left with a cross. Marquez was there. Sean McClaws couldn't get all of that amid McCarthy.
Oh boy, that was dangerous. No ball gets played in, not the best clearance in the world. Falls right to McClaws. Can't get all of it. Gonna definitely want that one back. Could have done better with it. Could have got City Islanders a goal early on here in the second half. Would have been a game changer for sure.
Johnson was there in front of Restrepo. Foul here called against the men in white. It will be a restart here for the Union. In fact, City Islanders FC is in the midst of a 4-game road swing. They have lost their last 3 in USL play. So chance here for the Union on a set piece in the 50th minute. It's bent in and pinballed, however, off of Danny DePrima into Noble.
It wasn't the best ball in the world, but a little bit deflected. Didn't create too much. Easy for Noble just to pick up.
Barrio changed the point of the attack. Wilson. It's 1v1 with Alberg. Instead goes to Warshaw, the captain. Out wide to McClaws. It's one, however, by Fabinho. Wilson slides. It goes out on him, and a throw here for Restrepo and the Union. You're going to see numbers forward now for City Islanders FC, especially at the start of the second half. So they're going to try to get something going early, and you saw that a few minutes ago with McLaws.
They have nothing to lose now, like we just said before. You're down a couple goals. You got to push forward. You got to get something. Give yourself a chance. They had an early opportunity there in the first couple minutes. Sure, Jim Curtin was shaking his head with it.
Johnson with his left, 1v1 with Wheeler. Tribbett won it. Marquez heads it. Badale played it back to Thomas. Finds Wheeler, who was very busy. Former Union player in 2013 and 14, 25 appearances. Here's Jamie Thomas now. Thomas leaves it off. There's the fleck by Baldock. Thomas, it's denied by McCarthy.
It's a big save.
Badale on the short corner.
There's the replay you see coming in. You got to follow your runners. You guys are falling off each other. It slips in there. McCarthy comes up big and makes a big time save.
Back to live action now with Matthew Baldock, and it's fired wide. But we've seen some chances here from City Islanders FC.
Union need to, stick together. Need to, Ken Tribbett and Richie Marquez in the back need to come together, be that glue. Make sure guys are following marks, barking at each other. Again, it all comes back to that trust and the chemistry. Make sure everybody knows their role and performs it.
Wheeler gives chase and said Ken Tribbett was there. Fighting El Senior with a beautiful flick off his back heel in front of Jamie Thomas. Here's Noble. Noble, the 31-year-old, West Virginia native. Foul here on Tribbett. So Wheeler went up on the 50-50.
Some more battles. It's like the first half. Maybe a couple bruises. Both guys, both teams at the end of this game.
Wheeler, in fact, when he was donning a Union uniform, man, in 2014, had to be flushed to the center back position. Obviously, you see him playing up top tonight for Bill Betcher, and that's certainly his natural spot, but decimated. He needed some help with the defense. At the time, the Union needed him to go back there.
And that was an interesting switch, you could say. I know he wasn't too thrilled with it all, and it's not easy to get switched all of a sudden to a center back position. When you've been a forward your whole life and even in the professional ranks. They kind of just threw him back there at a need be, and to be quite honest with you, it didn't work out well. It didn't turn out well, and here we are today.
Here's Warren Craval, starting side by side with Vince Noguera for the first time since May 14th at Montreal. Herbert spotting El Senior, looked back for the through ball, but denied, however, that time. Had a chance to counter with Paul Wilson. But he's all by himself here. And finally it has Baril. It's a pretty good ball to him. But Baril needs help. His numbers are back for the men in the white jerseys. Not on the same frequency that time with Jamie Thomas. Gets it back nonetheless to Baril with the bender off of Wheeler. Beautifully pinballs it to the top of the box. And Fabinho was there instead. And the foul called against City Islanders FC and Matt Baldock.
City Islanders definitely brought a little bit more energy here in the second half. Getting forward. Getting balls into the box. Finding the big guy up top. Flicking it off him. Getting chances. Union need to be smart. They need to be smart. Need to be together. They can't give up anything.
Baldock in particular, Matt, was one of the players that I thought would be more impactful from the start. You're definitely seeing that as this contest has progressed. We'll take a lot of shots from long range. We'll help out on set pieces with Wilson, Baril, and company. Here's Tribbett. Gaddis kept it alive. Noguera and Craval working with each other as Wilson was there instead. And back to McCarthy.
These games are tough to, you need to bring your own energy to these games. It's not a sold-out game or anything. Not a ton of people, but, it's all about your own mentality that you bring. You need to bring your own energy. Get the guys around you going.
Warshaw finding Sean McLaws with room. Crosses it to the top, looking for Burrell. Settles with the touch. And it's wide because it pinballed off of Aaron Wheeler, who was at the 6.
It's another dangerous opportunity. McLaw picks his head up, gets the ball off to Berea. Aaron Wheeler's just right in the middle of the y-axis. Maybe he's going back to that center back position a few years ago. Just being that big block in front. It's unfortunate for the guy to be, there. Can't do much about it.
Reminds me of an Axel Schuberg who dons a Colorado Rapids uniform, but he stands at 6'7". Here's Wheeler again, working with Barrio. Wheeler with a drive. Beautiful tackle by Tribbett, however. Chance to counter with Restrepo. Restrepo 1v1 with Johnson out wide. Plays it beautifully inside to Alberg. Alberg finds Ilsinho. Turns it on the inside. Ilsinho saved by Noble, cleared by Johnson.
That whole play starts with Ken Tribbett making that sliding tackle to block the shot off Aaron Wheeler. That could have been something. Then they break out in numbers. They got themselves a good little chance in the box. Nothing really came out of it, but that's good work.
Too far behind Fabinho, and Warshaw spots Wilson. Barrio trails it back to Paul Wilson from Jamaica. Same spot as Andre Blake in Maypen. Thomas marked by 2. Foul called on Ilsinho, and a restart upcoming from City Islanders FC. Barrio, good touch to Warshaw. Warshaw fighting to Prima. So the outside netting of McCarthy's cage.
Warren Creval and Vincent Noguera in the midfield need to be tracking their runners. This is the time where the guys are going to be trying to slip loose, get in between each other, in between the back line. Need to follow their runners, can't get anything easy. And you get a shot like that, it doesn't look like much, but it could have been a lot worse than it actually was.
Gaddis is a good ball to Herbers. Getting past Liam Doyle, marked by 2 this time. Challenges won, however, by City Islanders FC. But you see, Matt, constantly numbers are getting forward with this press situation for the Union.
It's important that, again, the guys in the back are keeping, everybody alert and, where everybody is. They have have a numbers advantage. Never want to be even in the back. You always want to have a number up.
So last night there were no upsets in the 4th round matchups as the Colorado Rapids, Real Salt Lake, and LA Galaxy all advanced to the round of 16. There was, however, one MLS clash between the Timbers and the Earthquakes, and Portland defeated San Jose for the 3rd time this year. They played 4 times already.
LA Galaxy also had one that went into overtime. It's a little bit of a nail biter, a little interesting call at the end of the game with a free kick in overtime to get a goal.
Yeah, they only have 2 losses in MLS play. They're my team to watch moving forward, especially in that Western Conference. Good ball to Restrepo. Tackle by Johnson. Foul here against the Union. Looks like Leo Fernandez is getting set to enter for the Union as we have approached the 61st minute. Seen Fernandez a lot loaned to Steel FC.
Union first substitution. Now leading the match, number 25.
And he'll come in for Elsinho, who had a great game tonight.
It's good minutes for Elsinho. He's getting his fitness back from a couple injuries earlier on. He's such a skillful, dangerous player. He creates something really out of nothing. But overall, pretty good performance for him. And now, Leo Fernandez gets an opportunity to show himself.
Here's Restrepo. Fabinho with the cross. Herber's there, but Noble stood his ground.
It's a big-time save by Nobles. That's what we talked about earlier about Fabinho getting forward. He does it so well. Whips a great ball into Herbers. A great touch. Deflects it on goal there by Herbers. And Nobles just comes up big. Kind of basically in the right spot at the right time. But it's a big-time save by Nobles.
Tribbett working well with Richie Marquez, and with more on that tandem and Marquez in particular, here's Marissa Pilla.
But you guys mentioned earlier about bringing your own energy here tonight, and no one has brought more energy onto this field than Richie Marquez. He is the emotional leader of that back line and has said they are building an identity of someone that they want opponents to fear. They don't care who they are facing. They come out with the same intensity. We've seen that here tonight against a very physical Islanders crew against them. So watch Richie. He is really emotionally leading this team, calling out plays and really spreading the field wide.
Yeah, I agree with you, Marissa. I think Richie Marquez has been so stealthy back there, especially working with Tribbett in that tough matchup tonight. Wilson's all over the field, especially the assignment, the arduous one on Wheeler and the physicality that he brings.
And that's the right mentality that needs to be brought to these games, especially. Again, that starts with the whole chemistry. You need a little bit of a leader. You guys trust in each other. Just constant battle. And Richie's a guy that's going to roll up his sleeves and do all the dirty work that needs to be done to get the proper results for the squad.
Fernandez keeps this in. Craval will spot Gaddis. It's off of Wheeler at a throw here for the Union. Yeah, Wheeler's been that high guy, almost like the number 9 position. You can look at the way that City Islanders FC aligns himself, and you could say it's a 4-4-2, but at times you see Wilson, who looks like he's playing a number 10 spot. He'll come really up high, almost playing with 2 forwards up there.
Wheeler's definitely the target. I mean, he's the big guy. Like you said, he's the number 9. And they're going to look for Wilson to get off and run off him, the quick little guy.
Chance to counter here with Wilson on cue. And it's fired high.
That's a tough, it's a bad giveaway right there by Ray Gaddis. I'm sure he knows it. Needs to be a little bit more careful there in your own defensive half. Good break there by Wilson, but, unfortunately for the Union, didn't really get much out of it. Wilson tries to bend the ball. He needs to get the ball on goal, give himself a chance, make McCarthy make a save.
Warshaw wins the 50-50. Marquez opts to go back to McCarthy, plays it with his left cleanly. Kept alive by McClaws. Chance here for Restrepo. Trying to get past Liam Doyle. Claw's going to help. Nogueira. Here's Gaddis. Gaddis, cross inside. It was cleared away, however. And a throw here for the Union in the attacking third. And they're working quickly to Leo Fernandez.
It's good composure to bring the ball back. Keep it. Don't force things. Just because you're an attacking third doesn't mean you always have to force it.
It's a good ball by Fernandez, but Johnson was there instead as Fabian Herbers was charging in. Barreal looking for Wheeler. Fernandez very busy. And the Union find Fabian Herbers, number 6 pick overall in this year's draft from Creighton. Yeah, there have been a few more giveaways by the Union defenders, but City Islanders FC just hasn't countered. Naguer with the through ball, looking for Fabinho. Flag is up, offside.
It's a close one. It's close, but it's good to see Fabinho again get forward. He loves to get forward. He can do it. He can run that whole side, defensive and offensively. And that's what they need. They need that another attacking option out wide. As bring your backs up.
And John McCarthy has looked very good in goal. Did that last year, especially on PK situations, as we documented throughout tonight's telecast. Making his first appearance in a Union uniform this season. Here's Alberg finding Warren Craval. Chance to counter here for Baril. Gaddis stepped up well. Marquez clears. Foul's called against Fernandez as Danny DePrima went down. And the athletic training staff from City Islanders FC will attend to DePrima, who's in his 3rd year with the club.
Tough to see. Didn't look like too much. Looked like Leo Fernandez tried to back in and hold his ground and win the ball, shield himself. Guess he got his arms out a little bit. Couldn't really tell where he actually DePrima got hit.
Well, Matt, while we have a moment, taking a look at some other scores, Orlando City SC is up 1-0 over Jacksonville Armada. That matchup in the 69th minute. New York Red Bulls are up 1-0 as that matchup is taking place at Fordham University over Rochester Rhinos, reigning champions in the USL. And a stalemate between New York City FC and the New York Cosmos. That potentially could be the next matchup for whoever wins this one. However, the draw comes out on Thursday. So we'll have to wait and see. So DePrima will come out, and Craig Foster will be inserted. He plays up top for City Islanders FC. There he is right there. He started for Aaron Wheeler for the last 2 games in USL action due to Wheeler's suspension. So he has worked in tandem this year with Paul Wilson. Cardell Benbow will also come in as well. Benbow coming in for Matt Baldock. So again, it's Benbow and Foster. So 2 changes there from Bill Betcher. Want some fresh legs out there.
Look for these guys to bring a little bit of speed up top. You know, in the midfield up forward, look for them to get up high. Press, get behind, you know, inch on that back line. Try and get something, try and make something out of nothing. Again, they have nothing to lose now. You know, you're down 2-0 in the 70th minute, 20 minutes to go. Give it all you got and try to get a goal.
Herbers goes back to Fabinho, looking for Restrepo. Shane Johnson was there to throw for the Union as they'll work quick. Looking for Herbers. Noble stands his ground. Leo Fernandez was at the doorstep again. It was just a heavy touch.
It's good work. We're going to move the ball quickly.
Vantage ball, they say play on, and now finally Soren Stoica is going to call this back. As Thomas was doiling with Roland Alberg.
A little interesting on the sideline there. It looked like the linesman was calling for a foul on the Union and on Alberg. The referee said play on, and really just then came back and called a foul on City Islanders. It's definitely a little confusing, but Union fans and players will take it. And you set yourself up for a great opportunity here. You know, whip a good ball in and get something on it. It's a dangerous position.
So a set piece here for the Union. In the 71st minute, Roland Alberg will have the honors. Alberg with the cross through everyone. Restrepo gives chase with McClaws clawing at him. And Restrepo splits too. With his right, it's knocked down by Doyle. Craval keeps it alive to Restrepo and trails it back to Nogueira. Chips it into the far post over Wheeler, who was looking for Marquez. And a corner upcoming for the Union.
That all starts with a great ball by Alberg. Rips it in there. Dangerous, didn't get much out of it, but then, Restrepo gets the ball wide and beats a couple guys in. And here we are with another corner kick.
So Alberg got the start for Tranquilo Barnetta. He'll have it here on the set piece. With the outswinger, it's headed away by Warshaw. Nogueira goes off of Baril. Fabinho trying to get there, has a step on Wilson, just clears wisely at a throw for City Islanders FC. Now Wheeler is down. Oh, that's Liam Doyle. So it's Liam Doyle with Soren Stoica.
Feels like he got elbowed or something on it. Players aren't happy with it.
Brian Carroll's going to come in here, Matt, in the 73rd minute. He's going to replace Vince Nogueira.
Going to bring in a guy like Brian Carroll now to bring that veteran leadership. Does all the dirty work. A true pro, true professional. Knows how to close out games. He can keep the ball in the center of the midfield as well. It's a good substitution.
Carroll, who normally wears the captain's armband tonight. It's Ray Gaddis for the first time in his career. That will help out. Craval in that midfield. Those two have worked oh so well this season.
And as you say, Dave, bring that, captain really mentality that he has. We'll be barking at each other in the midfield there, and get guys to do their job in the right spot. We'll keep the ball, and not afraid to get in and challenge himself. One of the best pros that you'll ever play with. Brian Carroll really, each and every day, the way he takes care of his body, the way he acts, he's a true leader. Great example for younger players.
Yeah, Josh Yarrow echoes your sentiments as well. We had him on 90th Minute radio show last night, and he said that he's been a great mentor for a rookie. So Liam Doyle comes back onto the pitch, and with more on him, here's Marissa Pilla.
Well, just a quick update. We saw him leave the game. He looked like he took an elbow to the face. The trainer did attend to him. He was bleeding from the nose. The bleeding did stop. They were able to contain that right now, and he went back on the field as we just saw. But he looked a little upset, looking for a call right there. But he's back on the field right now.
Thank you very much, Marissa. Yeah, Doyle has been very important that back with Johnson this game. On set pieces, though, Matt, I will say this: watching their previous matchups in USL action, they've used Doyle a lot, but tonight we're not seeing that. Instead, it's been mostly Jose Baril. So going with a little bit of a different look against the MLS club in the Philadelphia Union, and a throw here for Jamie Thomas. Last year with New York Red Bulls 2, off of Wheeler, headed there by Tribbett. 50-51 by Alberg, spotting Restrepo. Now Restrepo's going to come from the left to the right flank, so a little versatility here from Walter. We've seen that multiple junctures this season at Steel FC in Bethlehem. Led by head coach Brendan Burks, doing a masterful job with Jeff Cook and Steve Hogan and Academy goalkeeping coach Jay Cooney.
Good possession by the Union.
There's Restrepo. Pass Wilson. Back to Fernandez. These two played together at the New York Cosmos last year. Foster trying to progress it up the field here to Wheeler. The throw up coming for City Islanders FC. Claus will have it. Well, Matt, you got about 15 minutes to go if you're City Islanders FC. If you're Bill Betcher, what do you tell your club in this situation here?
I'm just pushing everybody forward, being more direct, just try to create anything possible at this point. You need to get a goal. Create something. Whether that's, dumping the ball over the top, whatever it is. We brought a couple quicker guys into the match. Maybe get something off it. Work off Aaron Wheeler. Get runners in behind. Just bring that energy. You have nothing to lose now.
So Thomas. We'll go back to Doyle. Here's Barriel. Spotting Wilson. Marked by Leo Fernandez. Warshaw has to reset here with Liam Doyle. Looking for Thomas. Tried to play that into Wheeler. Instead, Tribbett was there and clears. So Sebastian Letou is going to come in for Fabian Herbers. Herbers, that beautiful assist to Roland Alberg at stoppage time in the first half.
Herbers put himself in a good shift. Was active, was busy, created a few things, and like you said, set up that second goal.
That shot fired wide by Jamie Thomas will be a goal kick here for McCarthy.
Need to look for Sebastian Letou to bring that energy now. The last 12 minutes or so. Run after every ball, stay active, put that pressure on, try to get in behind as well. He's a guy that has plenty of goals and experience in the U.S. Open Cup, so he knows what these games are all about.
Yeah, in fact, he has the most goals with 16 in the U.S. Open Cup modern era, which dates back to 1995. In fact, won a U.S. Open Cup championship with the Seattle Sounders in 2009. So here's Wilson with Gaddis marking him. Looking for Foster. Here's Benbow with the chip. Foster settles, looking for Wheeler. Foster turns, and it's in. The Union didn't see that coming, but Craig Foster did, and it's 2-1.
Now we have ourselves a game. This is just what we talked about. They played a little bit more direct. The ball gets flopped into the box. Scoots around a little bit. Foster gets it. Wheeler touches it. He just turns and takes a shot. Really didn't have too much pace on it. McCarthy just couldn't quite see it. Didn't find himself in the back of the net. Now with 10 minutes or so left in the game, we're going to have ourselves a typical U.S. Open Cup game like Jim Curtin talked about, what he didn't want to get his side into. It's going to be a battle now.
So Foster credited with the goal. 24 years old from Jamaica. Last year was loaned to City Islanders FC for 14 games from Reno FC. Fernandez can't win it on the 50-50. Instead, it's Wilson. Benbow, who came in as a sub, the nifty footwork. Kept in by Thomas, but winds up into the possession of Fernandez. Chips it out wide, looking for Restrepo. Fabinho gets it from Carroll. 1v1 with Benbow. Cardell wins it. Looking up high for Wheeler. Here's Wilson. Trying to go to the through ball back to Wheeler. So Carroll was there again, coming on as a sub.
It's good tracking by Brian Carroll. Saw Wheeler get a little bit loose there. Shouting for the ball. It's good work.
Hernandez went down, foul here on City Islanders FC in the 81st minute. The yellow card has been assessed to Cardell Benbow.
Caution has been issued to Harrisburg's number 19, Cardell Benbow. And caution occurs in the 82nd minute.
Another set piece opportunity for Allberg to rip a ball in. Richie Marquez in the box, big bodies.
Big ball to the back post and right at Nick Noble.
Probably would want that one back. A little bit too easy. Didn't give his players a chance.
Badale finds Thomas, looking for Wheeler up ahead. Wasn't a great ball, however, off of Gaddis and a throw coming for City Islanders FC. Thomas will work quick to Wheeler. Jamie Thomas going out wide, heavy touch from his right foot. Gaddis was there instead, and Ray plays it off of the aforementioned Thomas and a throw for the Union. Good work by Letou. Instead, it's Badale. Warshaw to Wilson. He's looking up top for Foster. The two weren't on the same page. Tribbett trying to clear it, ultimately cannot. Warshaw will go back to Shane Johnson. Doyle with his left. Nobody home, however, as Thomas is playing up top.
You need to make sure that they keep the energy, bring the energy, get a little bit, a little bit more, oomph in things here. On the defensive side of things and on the attacking side of things, clean some things up. You got 6 or 7 minutes left or so. You got to be smart.
50-50, won by Warshaw. Wheeler gets it over Craval as Foster up top. Benbow out wide. Finds Foster, back to Aaron Wheeler. Cleared, however, by Richie Marquez. And Allberg jets past Johnson with a clear. Oh, this should be a yellow. That was a jersey tug as Johnson impeded the progress of Allberg. And we'll see the yellow card by Soren Stoika. It's the right call.
That's a good professional foul right there by Shane Johnson. He knew he was beat. He knew they were going to go on the attack. Counter with numbers. They were in behind. It's a smart foul. Smart foul by Shane Johnson.
Yeah, at that point you have nothing to lose, right?
Not at all. Take the yellow card.
Carroll looks to Restrepo, finding Allberg. They'll go out wide of the left flank, but the heavy touch from Rowland to Fabinho and a throw from McClaws. Looking for Benbow. Badale couldn't handle it, however. It goes back to the Union. Now in that 85th minute. Good move here by Allberg. With some space, will fire it low. Deflected off of a player. Union contesting that it went off of a City jersey. Instead, it will be a goal kick for City Islanders FC.
A nice little turn in there by Allberg.
And you see Doyle taking it instead of Nick Noble. They want to get this forward to Foster. Marquez opts to go back to McCarthy with his right.
It was interesting there. I wonder why Noble didn't take the goal kick. Haven't seen that in a long time as well.
Yeah, remember I mentioned that Doyle's been taking a lot of their set piece and they like his left foot, but you're right. I really don't see it here.
Yeah.
Not that that was a set piece. I'm not going there.
Well, interesting on the goal kick.
I think Doyle just wanted to get up the field in a hurry. There's Fabinho with his left. Johnson won it in the air. And off of Doyle back to Nick Noble. Now we're getting to the waning moments of this fourth round U.S. Open Cup match between the Union City Islanders FC. Trip to the round of 16 is at stake.
It's always crazy how at the end of these Open Cup games, it always seems just so close, like anything can really happen.
Draw takes place on Thursday, so there is no definite matchup if the Union were to come out with a victory. I have to wait and see what U.S. Soccer rules from their draw ceremony. This is off of Jamie Thomas from Sebastian Letou. Good work by Letou. Throw here for Gaddis. Fernandez gets it to Craval, jetting past Wheeler and Fabinho on this half of the field.
Good work to get the ball across the field, out of trouble.
Craval couldn't settle. Wilson up ahead. Warshaw, the captain, with Fabinho on him with his physicality. Benbow plays it to Wilson. Gaddis stepped up perfectly. Thomas will find Wilson. Baril is intercepted, however, by Fernandez and has room to work with Letou up top. And gets taken down by Baril.
That's just dirty.
That's a straight red. Jose Baril is done.
That's straight dirty. 2 tackles over here. One earlier on the sideline, tried to get Leo. Then comes back and challenges and gets him again. That's just not necessary. It's uncalled for. I know a hard challenge. I've been in plenty of hard challenges. But it's beyond hard. It's just cruel. It's not needed in this game. He was clearly trying to go after him and hurt him. Look, he's still having a word. That's not going to get yourself anywhere.
So Fernandez still down for the Union with Paul Rushing, athletic trainer attending to him, and Baril, who was very productive in the early part of this matchup, will go right to the dressing room. Good to see Leo get back up. Here's another look at it.
Just comes in from behind, studs up, and just gets him from behind. I don't even know what he's asking for, because he had another one on the sideline earlier before that, just before that. You couldn't see it in the picture. That was just as harsh. Came in with 2 feet, tried to scissor you. Didn't get him there. Then he got him on the second one. And that's the danger. That's the things in these Open Cup games that are always tough. The emotions are high, but you can never let it get that long.
So Fernandez is back onto the field. Good to see Leo on there. And now City Islanders FC playing a man down. Good ball by Craval. A little heavy on the touch, looking for Letou. So again, City Islanders FC here at the tail end, playing with 10 men. Wheeler with his head. Marquez will go back to McCarthy. 1 goal allowed to Craig Foster through traffic. Thomas over Fernandez. Here's Wilson. Gaddis marking him. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Wheeler played it back. Chance for Warshaw, the captain, inside! And we're deadlocked at 2!
And here's the craziness again with the U.S. Open Cup. In the 90th minute, stoppage time. Balls are falling loose, pushing forward, down a man. Ball's bouncing all over. Bobby Warshaw gets the ball, bounces for him, he cuts in, and he just toe pokes it to the far post and ties the game. It's the last thing the Union wanted and needed. Looking at overtime. These games never seem to fail, Dave.
7 of the last 10 games over the last 2 years have gone to extra time by rule. 2 15-minute extra time sessions before PKs. No golden goal. See if the Union can deliver here in stoppage time with Carroll. Chips it to the back post looking for Fernandez. Punched out by Noble. And a set piece upcoming for the Union as the foul's going to be on Johnson with Latou in his way.
Johnson needs to be smarter there, top of the box. You can't just push the guy down right in front. Even if it's a light push, you know the attacker's going to go down and try and draw anything. Got yourself a big time opportunity here on top of the box. Need to give himself a chance to get the ball on goal. It's tough to get it over the wall and dip it down with pace. Here we go, Dave.
So you have Holberg and Leo Fernandez around the ball for the Union. Here's Holberg with the chip. It's in! Union take the lead in stoppage time.
That's a big time play. Right on top of the box, Holberg gets the ball, dips it up and down. That's a big time goal. That is not easy. Puts it in the back of the net. Just what they needed. Now they need to be smart. Can't give up anything stupid here. Close the game out. The big time goal by Holberg.
And a chance here for Latou past Johnson. Noble comes out. Latou can't have the exclamation point. And that will do it on a set piece at the tail end of this one. Holberg with his second goal delivers, and the Union win it 3-2 over City Islanders FC.
Oh boy, Dave. That got the juices flowing, that's for sure. That's how you end the game. Again, the U.S. Open Cup never fails. It never fails. We get a red card, then we get a goal, then we go back in stoppage time and get another goal.
What an ending there, especially for the captain, Warshaw. A man down as we saw Jose Baril go off on the red. Fernandez was tackled poorly. Warshaw delivers to make it 2-2, and then Holberg comes through on a set piece yet again. It was like Tranquilo Barnetta against Orlando City SC on the set piece, delivering in the seemingly last minute.
I tell you what, I mean, that's a class of brilliance right there. You can't get better than that.
So the Union advanced to the round of 16. Don't know who they'll play yet. Draw ceremony will take place tomorrow Union now with their 7th win overall against City Islanders FC, improving to 7-1-1 all time. It's the 3rd occasion the Philadelphia Union defeat City Islanders FC in U.S. Open Cup action. Roland Alberg this year, Matt, has been playing behind Tranquillo Barnetta with a lot to prove. Tonight, he made quite the statement.
He had a good performance. Overall, he was active, he was busy. And, he did what he needed to do. He scores 2 big goals. One before half and then, one at the end of the game here. Stepped up to the plate. It was a good performance. He needed that. He needed that bounce back performance for himself, for his own good. After a tough game and red card, a few months back. So it's good to see him out there, get a full 90 minutes in and have a good performance.
So many times this season, Matt, in MLS play, we've seen the Union delivering with their backs against the wall. It was Richie Marquez against DC United. I mentioned Tranquillo Barnetta on a set piece against Orlando City SC right here. And also Brian Carroll, you're down 1-0 in stoppage time at the Colorado Rapids, who are in first place in the West, and he ties the game with the equalizer.
It just shows the trust that everybody has in each other and that constant work and work rate and keep pushing and pushing until you get something. Never give up until that final whistle blows.
And now let's go down to the field with Marissa Pilla.
Here now with Fabinho. Fabinho, great defensive play from your team tonight. What did you like that you saw?
Yeah, I like because we play like a family, especially first half, when we score 2 goals. Second half, we little bit easy, but the more important I think is 3 points. Now I'm happy because we score in last minute. This is very important for us. Right now we have to think for Saturday.
It looked really physical out there. Can you talk a little bit about the physicality of tonight's game?
The physicality? Yeah. Yeah, it's great because everybody is physically good. No, I think the most important is the result. The result is good today. Right now I have to think Saturday.
All right, thank you, Fabi.
And thank you very much, Marissa. Matt, what a performance at the tail end of this one. Really says a lot about the Philadelphia Union now moving forward to the round of 16.
It's huge for them. That's what they needed. A nice victory. After a little time off, crazy U.S. Open Cup game. It never fails, but at the end they get the victory at all that matters, and they move on to the next round. And now they have a big game, this weekend, Saturday against NYFC back in MLS.
So Roland Alberg with the goal in stoppage time catapults the Union to the win against City Islanders FC 3-2. On behalf of Matt Castle, Marissa Pilla, and our entire broadcast crew, this is Dave Leto saying so long from Talent Energy Stadium in Chester, where the Philadelphia Union are victorious once again in U.S. Open Cup play. They'll go to the round of 16. Have a great night, everyone.